I think everybody wants a safe place where they can feel validated and they can feel heard and they can feel like they're not alone. And to me, that's one of the most important things. With everyone's life being chaotic and upside down and stressful and everything's getting more and more expensive, I think everyone needs a safe place where they can feel like it's their home, they're coming together, they're being heard, their questions are being heard. And that's why I created this channel, is to have a place where everyone can come together and feel heard. No topics are off the table. If you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments. And today I just feel on my heart to share that, you know, we all get discouraged, and I'm not going to lie, there's been times where, you know, in my darkest moments, I prayed to God, you know, let me live or let me die. And obviously he helped me along the way. But I feel like we can't give what we don't feel about ourselves. So if we feel discouraged and disheartened and nobody believes in us, there's no way that we can give to other people that need our support. We're just throwing them the breadcrumbs. And basically, you know, when we work on ourselves, like when we let all the external noise define who we are and tell us who we are as a person, or, you know, we have a dream and we share it with someone that's like, oh, you can never do that. That's never going to happen for you. That just diminishes us. And the more that we believe in ourselves and we go within, like myself, I love to meditate. I get all kinds of insights, but we realize that all the power and everything is within us. And once we realize that there's nothing we can't do, it's just a matter of practice, a matter of improvement, and a matter of belief that, you know, anything is possible. And for me, I would love to be that safe space for you, your home, a place you can come and chat back and forth with me, ask me questions. And I love people. Ever since I was a little girl, people just automatically have come up to me without me even trying. I can make friends very easily. And as I grew into a young adult and adult, just in the middle of nowhere, people, random grocery stores, wherever, people come up to me, start talking, and a lot of times they'll just open up and tell me their deepest, darkest secrets. And the same with animals. Animals come out of the woodwork to me. Just recently I met a friend and we were going to her house, and she had another friend staying with her that I'd never met, and a great big huge dog, beautiful dog, but the head on this dog was about this big, and they're like, no, it's not, you know, it's not really that friendly, it doesn't like people. And the next thing you know, this dog is like rubbing its head up and down my entire leg, and I'm killing myself laughing, and they're just in wonderment. It's like, I don't know, it's got to be the energy. I think people feel comfortable around me. And when I first started this channel, in true Virgo nature, it is, I don't know, I've never decided if it's a curse or a sickness, but we are perfectionists and it really drives you crazy. So when I first started, it's like, oh, I have to have the best lighting and I have to have the best equipment and I have to look the best. And I wrote my scripts and all the things, but my personality wasn't coming through because I really sounded nervous and monotone, and I just like sounded like a robot reading a script, right? So today I thought I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to bring my personality through. I am super funny. I have like a dry, witty, crazy sense of humor. And like I said, I love people, and I just love anything I can do to help someone makes me feel really, really good. And like I said, if there's anything that I can possibly bring through, I've had a very crazy life. Basically, well, I'm thinking about series or chapters because I'm like halfway done writing a book, and there's a lot of things people don't know about me. And I just feel like, you know, even in our mistakes, and I've made many mistakes, I've tried, like I've hurt a lot of people in my life, and I've tried really hard to make amends with a lot of the people. And some people won't accept it, and it's fine. Like I feel like when we put ourselves out there and say, you know what, I really messed up. Like I was, you know, talking from emotion. I was talking from being pissed off. I misheard you, and I heard the story in my own head that reflects my childhood of abandonment and feeling unworthy. So I created this story that kind of lined up with that, when in essence, maybe that's not even what you meant. And that's how we navigate through life a lot of times, is just, you know, judgments, reflecting back to our childhood, whatever wounds that we have, we're really unconsciously operating from those wounds, right? And so I tried. A few people accepted, and a few people like wouldn't even respond to me, and that's fine, because I felt in my heart that I put it out there and I owned it, and I'm not proud of it, but I really tried to make it right. And like, that's all we can do. We basically learn our lessons from everything in life. And if you can look back at your darkest times and your darkest moments, and you can realize, what was the lesson in that? What did I learn in that? Maybe you got your heart broken. Oh my God, I've got my heart broken so many times. And I mean, I've totally been in love with people that have never loved me back, and it's a terrifying feeling. It feels like shit. But at the same token, I realized, like, life is magnificent, right? And if we go through life with our heart closed, and it's like, no one's going to hurt me ever again, I'm just not going to let them in, whatever, you're never going to enjoy what life has to offer. And so I'm always like, I'm such a, I don't know, I'm like in your face kind of love, right? It's terrible sometimes, I think, because it's all or nothing. That's all I've ever known. And I just feel like, as people, we are very connected, and sometimes we just don't realize it. Like, even some of the people that trigger the shit out of us, if you stop and look, okay, what's the trigger, right? Maybe I'm feeling anxious, and then I look back and I think, okay, well, I have an abandonment wound from childhood. My father really wanted nothing to do with me. So the minute someone says, okay, I'm busy or whatever, right away I can go to that, like, you don't want me anymore, you don't love me anymore, you don't, like, all that, right? And I think awareness is the biggest key, when we realize, like, okay, I feel triggered. Why do I feel triggered? And I'm a slow processor. Sometimes it takes me like 2 days. In the middle of the night, the light bulb comes on, and it's like, ding, it had nothing to do with them. It's all you. This is all your wounds, right? So, life is really funny. And I think if we just look at even the mistakes that we've made, if we can just look and say, you know what? When I think back to that time and everything that was going on, and the stress of my life, and the stress at work, and the stress of family, whatever it is, if we can just look back and think, you know what, at that time, I did the very best I could, and give yourself some credit. Like, maybe you messed up. I mess up all the time. But if we can learn from what we messed up on, and basically just try to be better next time, right? And as far as the triggers goes, like, my advice to everyone would be, like, to your partner, to discuss your triggers and let them know, like, it's got nothing against you, but this is how my triggers affect me. And when the other person realizes that, and they can take that into consideration, and maybe you realize their triggers, you'll just start to see, okay, like, maybe there's a little compromise we can make in our wording, right? Or if there's a misunderstanding and you say, okay, I want you to clarify, what did you really mean when you said that? Because the story in my head is XYZ, right? And that's the best thing. Like, we can just be the best possible person and realize, you know what? Every day we're learning something new. We're trying to navigate things that we've never done before. We're trying to navigate, like, when you look at the pandemic and all that craziness, and, did we give ourselves any credit? Like, we worked through that. We wore masks. We couldn't breathe. We were sweating to death. It was hell, right? But what did we learn from it? Like, we're pretty, we can shift and we can adjust as things come up. And we just really need to give ourselves credit for the things that we can do, and they're amazing, right? So my dream is to basically create a community where we can have these chats. We can maybe do series and episodes. That would be another big dream of mine. But basically, at the end of the day, we're just supporting each other, and we're trying to navigate through, like, this crazy life, right? It's been crazy since 2020, and a little more crazy every time. So if we can just give ourselves credit that we're all human, we're all connected, we make mistakes, and we just learn and grow. And basically that's what we came here for, was just to, grow into better people and support each other. And, recognize that, I have a million flaws. I have a million faults. I have made so many mistakes. I couldn't even count them all on both hands 3 times. But I feel like this channel for me has given me an opportunity to share my feelings. And I was the kind of person that kept everything bottled up. 5 years ago, I was so angry at the world. Everything was everyone else's fault. I had nothing to do with me. And it was just all the wounds from childhood. I'd never admit anything was wrong with me. And there was a lot wrong with me, believe you me. So I would just love to share this journey with you, to where I got to where I am now. And I'm still trying to improve. And Like, I'm just human. I just got triggered the last couple days, and you know, I wasn't gonna make this video because I have big huge bags under my eyes because I'm not sleeping and being upset. But then I realized, you know what, we're all human and we all go through this, and misunderstandings still and mistakes just lead us to growth. And I just want to thank you so much for tuning in today. And at the end of the day, let your light be seen, walk in your greatness, and really together we're all just walking each other home. Have a great day.